Lawrence, talk to us about what happened. You're right now. You're in Poland.
I'm in Poland,
and it's very late for you. It's like 11 at night.
Yeah, I'm a little jet lagged. It's my first day here.
Lawrence is jet lagged. I would assume Lawrence has had maybe a couple of drinks.
Few
drinks.
Do you know about the what is it? The porn star martini? Are you familiar with this?
I've never heard of that. I don't even know what you're talking about.
It's pretty classy. It's pretty great. It's basically like a really sugary, boozy drink. I love it. It's like all peach flavored and shit.
What's in it?
I had like 3 of them. Let me see here.
That's more than a couple drinks.
I mean, a couple is such a damn. All my Google search results are in Polish.
Vodka
Valinova, Champagne Brut,
passion fruit, and no.
Maracui.
Yeah, Lawrence has got it.
Limonski, Syrah Kyraki, Valinovi, and Passoa.
All right, guys.
Milliliters.
Did you write that all down? Did you get that? Hopefully you got that. That's how you make a porn star martini.
Wait, what's the Zdravie? There we go. Yeah. Na zdravie.
Oh yeah, Stephanie's an expert at this point.
I googled it last night. I had to tell her what it was. And everyone says cheers here. It's messed up, man. I googled it for no reason. Everyone just keeps saying cheers.
Oh, well, that's nice. That's really nice.
No, I'm pissed off, bro. I wanted to get immersed in the culture.
Number one, I'm very jealous of you, Lawrence. I wish that I was in Europe, drinking in Poland. That sounds amazing with Stephanie and everybody else. It sounds awesome. Number two, did you get to watch the Sony PlayStation Showcase, the greatest PlayStation Showcase of all time ever to be ever had? This is what I was told before I was watching it. Everyone said this is going to be the greatest PlayStation Showcase that has ever aired. Was it?
I mean, no.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
But
it was pretty good. It was pretty good. No. Okay, Lawrence is skeptical.
So I saw it in the way that I think Chris Nolan would have intended me to, which is staring over Stephanie's shoulder, looking at her cell phone that has a privacy protector screen on it in a noisy bar.
All right.
So I think I got a pretty complete understanding of what they were going for. Furthermore, I feel entirely qualified to critique it harshly, which I am about to do.
I'm gonna do you one better, Lawrence. So normally you are kind of the Sony, I think you're more of a Sony fan than I am.
I just like video games.
I mean, I do too. I love video games as well.
Sony makes them, so.
but generally, I have not been I don't vibe very much with Sony. However, I enjoyed this showcase, and so I'm interested to hear. I may be your counterpoint, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. So
switch.
Yeah. So, give me your thoughts, Lawrence. What do you got?
Okay, well, good point straight away. They saved all of the executive masturbation to the end, so I'm down with that.
Except for they started with a commercial. They started the entire event with a Sony commercial that no one knew what was going on.
So I'm watching that right now. I actually did miss the intro. And this
very
commercial
weird.
Is so outrageously Sony. I'm actually kind of into this so far because this is a very PS2 era ad. I'm watching it for the first time right now. So you don't come to a Sony conference and not expect a little intellectual masturbation at this point.
Correct.
So I'm kind of okay with them opening with this grandiose, here is the game reality projected into our mindscapes, and we all share these video games as part of our video game culture. All celebrate at the altar of Aloy, our Horizon Zero Dawn protagonist, who is now a world-class figure.
I can't stand this shit. So I was like, this is a commercial, and everyone else is like, no, this is a video game. They're revealing Saints Row. I was like, no, this is a commercial, fucking commercial. And it was a commercial. I hate it, but yes, Lawrence, you're right. We should be expecting that for sure.
I know. Yeah. So we got a note from Jim Ryan. We got okay. Oh, yep. And then it goes right into the KOTOR remake. Okay. So I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Positive notes. They kind of to my reckoning, borrowed a note from how Microsoft has been running their conferences, which is just sandwich it all back to back.
Yep, that's great.
And Sony's showcases have been a little more like that. They have their cutesy Sony iconography transitions. But there were more games in this than in a lot of their previous showcases, so ups to that. All about more games.
Yeah.
For me, the downs are nearly everything is super predictable, which is not bad. like if Sony's making the games that by sales people demonstrate they really like, and they're making more versions of them on the PS5, ostensibly a good thing. But for me, what's a bummer is it's a lot of safe bets. Like and let me just get right to the heart of it. What really fucking bums me out is Insomniac is making another Marvel game. And they're going to make Marvel games forever.
Well, yeah. Why does that bum you out? I mean, obviously, because Spider-Man was awesome and very successful.
It was very successful. It wasn't awesome, at least not
really. Oh wow, I thought a lot of people loved that game. I thought it was pretty well received.
A lot of people do love that game, and it was well received. But
okay,
and this, I might as well dive into Hyper Pretense right now.
Do it.
Just get it out of the way. It's Sony, man. We came for the pretense.
Do it.
What really hurts is to see Insomniac go from Sunset Overdrive, which was an original game that had satire and comedy and gameplay mechanics that were interesting and unique, into Marvel's Spider-Man, which was the most like vanilla regurgitation of Spider-Man tropes in a story that didn't really make sense, and combat mechanics that were just like kind of paper thin. It was a 2-button game. It was dodge and hit. That's all you really needed.
And I should preface this with, by the way, Lawrence is a huge fan of Sunset Overdrive and has been for a very, very long time.
And I'm a huge fan of Insomniac.
Right. Yes,
or at least
that's
they
right.
used to be.
Yeah.
It hurts me to think that now that they're under Sony's wing, they're going to make the most profitable, most broadly appealing games. Whatever. They're a publisher. They're in business. That's what business is. For me, as somebody who likes seeing talented game developers experiment with new ideas,
I get you.
I'm never going to see that again, and I realize that now, and that's a bummer. But it's Wolverine. He's going to have Raven already made a great Wolverine game, and if they make another one of those, great. Like it's. I'm going to play it, and I'm probably going to like it on some degree, but it sucks to see a developer that had ideas and kind of like shelve them because.
Yeah, I get that. None of your criticisms are invalid, by the way. What I will say is, this is the way it kind of always works. So usually, what happens is, if you are talented and you start small, like Insomniac did, and you make a video game that like is probably your heart and soul, and it's something you always wanted to make or whatever, and it was good, but it didn't sell. People saw the potential in Insomniac and went, "Holy shit, we could put them into something that could actually sell." That's the way, unfortunately, capitalism works. It works like that in every medium, whether or not it's television or movies or video games or whatever. So I absolutely understand what you're saying, Lawrence. Hopefully, maybe we'll get lucky, and maybe Insomniac will do like Ubisoft did and portion off a part of their development for indies. Maybe that's something they'll do. I don't know if that's something they're going to do right now because they're succeeding so wildly with Marvel properties. But you know how Ubi did their little indie section.
Yeah, but they shelved it. They don't make those anymore.
Yeah, I know.
They stopped.
Well,
they stopped entirely
because nobody buys them.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Like Child of Light, This War of Mine, like those were really interesting games from a particular label at Ubi. But yeah, it's dead. It's in the ground. I mean, there are enough indie devs like making interesting ideas that I'm not starving for unique games. So to some degree, any criticism there is kind of flat. But specifically, Insomniac had a lot of really cool ideas.
Yeah.
And they're just going to play it safe until the end of time, which is a bummer. But yeah, I get it. The narrative, as I see it from the outside, is, Microsoft saw they published in Sunset Overdrive, but they botched the launch of the one so hard that the game botched with it. So Microsoft didn't sign a sequel. And then Insomniac is now in trouble because they probably worked really hard to get the game done at launch. It didn't sell, so now they're underwater hard. So the only thing left for them is to take the lifeline thrown to them by Sony, become a first-party dev, which means now you do what Sony tells you to, which is to make the game that sells, and it's going to be Marvel properties forever.
Yeah.
So,
but again, I mean, looking at it from the broad appeal perspective, I would probably say a lot of people are happy at Insomniac because now they have a job for a while. And maybe it does get soulless eventually. Maybe it's like they're making a COD every 2 years and they're tired of it. But hopefully they're still enjoying it. I really hope that people at Insomniac, I mean, clearly their video games are amazing. So I feel like it's hard to make amazing things as a creative when you hate it. It's very hard to do. You can do it, but it's hard. So, you know.
Well, and perhaps there's hope in the fact that it is a different Marvel character with different mechanics, so they can play with a different style. But
Yeah.
man, there's going to be like a lock-on lunge attack, and then like a claw combo thing, and an hour into the game, you're going to open up the map, and these little like icons are going to boop 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 boop, and the Wolverine, you got to go stop a hijacking, and oh no, there's like a C-tier Marvel character that's holding up a gas station. Go beat him up or something. It has the potential to be fun, and actually, I have to eat a little bit of crow here because I played Miles Morales, and actually, it had a lot of the mechanical density that Marvel Spider-Man did not. So there is.
I love that. I loved Miles Morales. I was a big fan of it.
Yeah.
So, Spider-Man 2, Marvel Spider-Man was good, but I liked Miles Morales more. It felt like you said, denser is a good way to put it. So
mechanically, I liked it a lot more. I mean, the story was even less interesting and shorter, which whatever. It was a half game.
Yeah.
Also, there's already a game called Spider-Man 2. I guess there was already a game called Spider-Man. Now it's Marvel's Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So part of me is also like, God, is this like capitalizing on the weird resident love for the Activision Spider-Man 2 from a million years ago?
Oh wow.
Maybe not.
I mean, no, to me this is just capitalizing on the love for Marvel right now.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Marvel's going to be releasing a movie every 3 months for the next 4 years or whatever. So they've got that marketing locked down already. So as long as Marvel keeps making good movies, these games are going to get boosts from them, regardless of whether or not the universes are linked. So
yeah. It's just interesting that it's called Marvel Spider-Man 2. As opposed to like some other subtitle. Like God of War Ragnarok is not God of War 2.
It's true. That's true.
So that naming convention is interesting to me, given that Sony seems to be wanting to get away from iterative sequels. But I mean, they do and they don't. So whatever. So yeah, I don't know. This is a chip I've had on my shoulder for a while about Insomniac.
Yeah.
I'll be real. It's mostly that I'm bitter that Sunset Overdrive didn't do very well. So
I know.
Don Matrick, wherever you are, I curse your name. So that's just my thing.
That's okay. Yeah, I mean, again, you're absolutely allowed to feel that way, and I completely understand. It's just it's the capitalism machine that sometimes you don't like the way it turns.
Well, we've talked a lot about this. Sony is in hyper capitalism mode now.
Oh yeah, they are big time,
and they're good at it. You can't argue. They're making shit ass loads of money, and to some degree, that kind of predicates my confusion about this show in general. Is there were a lot of 2023 announcements. Why? You don't have to convince people to buy PS5s. They're already gone everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's weird to announce games more than a year away from release. Like I feel like why even do it? You don't need to sell PS5s. You probably don't need to recruit at any of those companies. So if you're just trying to excite people, I wonder what the end goal is there.
To me, so I don't know that they see this yet, but I think you and I have talked about this on Inside Games. I feel like public opinion is very slowly shifting away from Sony, just very like incredibly slowly. But they're making a bunch of weird decisions that a lot of people are like, why are they doing that? And maybe they saw that and we're trying to sort of head it off of the pass and be like, no, guys, we've got plenty of video games coming out in the next 2 years. Like we know you can't get a PlayStation 5 right now, but in 2022 you shouldn't have as much trouble. So hopefully by then people will be able to get the console and they'll feel good about all the games coming out, because right now, yes, the system's been out for a year and there's hardly anything for it. And you can't buy one. So there are a lot of problems that maybe they were acknowledging subtly by announcing games for 2023. I don't know. That's just me guessing.
Yeah, I overthink things. It's my nature. To some degree, there's nothing wrong with sharing updates about a lot of cool games that you have in development.
Correct.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
But this doing shows like this costs money, and at some point it has to get greenlit by people who spend the money to make that stuff. So, and also Sony to me doesn't feel like the kind of company now that would do something just for the fans.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Maybe I'm misjudging. I don't know. This it's so weird to ascribe emotional value to a big company and the decisions that come out of it, given that those are probably made by committees of multiple people. So whatever. But still, it is confusing to me. The positioning of the show. Like, what is it asking me to do? Because I already want to buy a PS5, but I can't. So, but also the show largely had a lot of kind of iterative another ones. It's like, hey, it's like a lot of another ones for some of the best games ever made. So that's not a problem. But also I feel like Sony, and this is not unique to Sony, nor is it unique to this generation, but they did some chest beating about how the PS5 would enable all these new experiences. And I just saw like better looking versions of games we've already played. I feel like 2023, when you're 2 years away from a new console drop, that's when you should start seeing the features roll in that are explicitly unique to that hardware.
Yeah.
And theoretically, you would see that visible in the gameplay trailers. I don't know that I saw a lot of that, but then again, I already want a PS5, so there's not much selling left to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, all interesting thoughts. It's funny. It's also funny you say that they're like, oh, these decisions aren't made emotionally. I think you and I know that sometimes they are. Sometimes
they are.
Sometimes there's one or two people at the very top that read a forum post and went, what? Fuck the fans. You know what? We'll show them all the video games. We're going to show them all. And then everyone kind of like looking at each other underneath these executives being like, okay.
Why are we doing this now?
Yeah. What do you want us to do? And they're like, we're making a 40-minute PlayStation showcase with all our video games right now. And they're like, oh, okay. So it is possible that they saw, I mean, again, this is just sort of me playing into my own little narrative, but it is possible that somebody was like, oh, they don't think we have any video games coming out. We got to tell them. We got to show them. Maybe. Or maybe it is so routine at Sony that they're like, we have to do a PlayStation showcase every year. So let's just do this one and we'll put some of the video games we're proud of in there. I don't know. It's a very real possibility.
Because there was no like hot holiday game, right? It's like, this is the 2021 game you're gonna have to buy for PS5.
No, you're right.
Which
there
is
wasn't.
what
Yeah,
this
there was
showcase, not. The timing of it. That's what the showcase should have been, right? It's like, here's the future, but also, oh baby, you're gonna want to reserve $70 for this game.
Right. No.
Whereas Xbox, I mean, if you want to line it up side by side, Xbox has like Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5.
Right.
Oh, and some games that have already come out, like Psychonauts 2 and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Yes. Lawrence is currently on vacation. He is calling in just to be nice. By the way, just so you guys are, because somebody was like, "Is Lawrence at a hotel?" Lol, and I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
Lawrence he's international. He is giving us his time. So I'm thankful to Lawrence. So thank you.
What is international in Polish? Let's see. I love trying to say Polish out loud. It's like a finger trap for your tongue.
I don't think I've ever said any word in Polish ever.
Let's see here. What we got here? International. Oh shit!
How do you say it?
Międzynarodowy. Oh, there's no K.
He's reading international in Polish because he's in Poland, guys.
Ish.
Well,
Międzynarodowy. Shit.
Let me try and get your thoughts on God of War. What did you think of God of War Ragnarok?
Oh, again, this was like peeking over his shoulder at a noisy bar. I loved that Atreus's voice actor has gotten older, so the character has too. I'm so into that. Like it reminds me of Haley Joel Osment in like Kingdom Hearts. Although hopefully the story will be a little more consistent. I don't know. I've been I'm already sold on a sequel to God of War 2018. It's like got to be like a top 10er of all time. So and just like after God of War remake, anything Sony Santa Monica makes, I'm like, yeah, you guys have got me.
Correct.
I guess what would hurt is if in an Insomniac way, I play Ragnarok and it is God of War 2018. Again.
I mean, I don't think that it's not going to be. I feel like they're going to use a lot of the same mechanics that because I mean, God of War 2018 again, to go back to the Marvel Spider-Man not argument, but you know what I'm saying. They've got the same gameplay mechanics that succeeded and sold a bunch of copies and was very well received. So they might pile on a couple of things here and there, but I feel like it's going to be relatively the same, which is great. I'm looking forward to going back to that world.
I'm not a fan of complicating things for complication's sake.
Yeah.
And 2018 had, if you really got in the weeds, there were some problems you could find with the game balance and the game weapons and stuff. It seems like just from some of the quick clips in the trailer, I like the idea that the Chaos Blades have like a yank mechanic now. Yeah. That's something Devil May Cry kind of did with Devil May Cry 4. The yank and push is like pretty important to character action games. And I like seeing that stuff kind of move into this game because spacing was an interesting thing in 2018. I don't know. It goes to weird places. So I did see some new combat mechanics, which was nice. I guess really what would be great is if all, like, air quotes, 3 weapons, the axe, the blades, and the fists, if they all had very explicit and very functional uses, because in 2018, I'm still playing through it on the hardest difficulty, but like unless there's an enemy that requires you to use the blades, you kind of don't use the blades. So it would be nice if they had a functional use.
Hey Lawrence, what if they keep showing Thor's hammer? What if?
Oh, you think you get to use hammer?
What if we get to use hammer?
Well, I mean, he's probably going to kill, like, Kratos kills gods, right? That's what he does.
Yeah, he's going to kill
so
Thor.
He'll probably kill Thor or take his hammer. I don't know. Kratos can't use Thor's hammer though, right? That's kind of fucked up.
I mean,
in the lore, he shouldn't be able to pick it up.
I don't know.
But then again, they're depicting like actual Thor, who was a giant prick. So
yeah,
this isn't like Marvel canon. I don't know if Mjolnir has those rules in actual like Norse mythology.
Yeah, I don't know either. It was just they keep showing that hammer really prominently. So I'm like, I want, and you bringing up new mechanics got me thinking. So I don't know.
But then you have horror weapons, which might be complications for complication's sake. You know,
true.
It's like it's the sequel. We got to have more weapons.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, again, I'm sold on Ragnarok. I was sold on Ragnarok as soon as credits rolled on 2018. So this is all just kind of headspace stuff. This is not a critique by any stretch.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's
the same way.
This is just me sort of asking questions.
No, and then yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. I mean, it's just like when I'm talking about, if like I didn't really like Loki on Disney Plus. It's like I'm gonna go see every fucking Marvel movie for the next 2 years unless they make 3 bad ones in a row. So it's like I'm sold on God of War. I'm gonna buy the shit out of it, play it, and I can't wait. But it's fun to think about. Fun to think about the different things they may or may not put in, just so people know.
Yeah, and I have to admit, this is going to sound hypocritical given what I just lamented, but all of the game first of all, there was gameplay footage for Ragnarok, which is cool. No HUD, but whatever. It's a showcase, and HUD is like usually pretty temp at this point. But it did look like the gameplay was, guess what? Here's some arenas with a bunch of dudes in them. Yeah. You get to punch a centaur. I still have some, I don't know. God of War 3 was gross, and the centaurs were even grosser. So I'm afraid of that. I don't know. God of War 3, I think, crossed a line of good taste with its gore. Really? Yeah. Did you play God of War? Like, you fight centaurs in that game, and you like cut their stomachs open, and then guts spill out, and they die. It's kind of unnecessarily gross.
Yeah.
So
that sounds awesome, but I know what you're saying.
When I saw Kratos like barefisted punching a centaur in the kidney, I was like, ugh.
They're gonna do like the Mortal Kombat zoom ins on like their kidney exploding or something. You know.
I mean, Mortal Kombat has like a Looney Tunes sensibility about it. It's kind of goofy.
That's true.
But three had moments that were just kind of like, ugh, kind of reminded me of like the new Suspiria. It's like, why even go there? That's not effective. It's just gross. But that's just me. I don't know. That's just me. No, some people get a little too into that.
They do. It's true.
Sometimes I get a little weirded out by people who are huge fans of the original God of War trilogy, but
well, either way,
you're getting your aggression out.
We know that God of War Ragnarok, because this has been said a lot, but the God of War Ragnarok is going to end the Norse narrative of God of War. So there's 2 of these, and then after God of War Ragnarok, I don't know what's going to happen to Kratos. But they said that this is the end of the Norse narrative.
Ideally, Santa Monica makes something else. Sony's leaning so hard on their properties, which, I mean, they spent all the money to make them. This is the game plan. And this was kind of established in Gen 7. You spend a ton of money to pilot a new IP, but after that you own it, and then you can make them forever and pocket all the money. So I would be delighted if they made something out. Yeah, I know the Barlog is working on another project, so Santa Monica already has another game / new IP in production, so I really have nothing to complain about. And yet, here we are on the internet talking about games, so complain I will.
It is
content if there wasn't something to be mad about.
It's partially our job, but also, that's the best part about us as Inside Games is that we're never mad about this stuff. I don't know that we're ever angry, except for I was angry at Activision about all their terrible shit at their company. But in terms of actual video games, I'm never angry about this stuff. Who cares? New video games are great. So,
I don't think we ever lose perspective that all of this, each individual game that just surprised and delighted us for 2 minutes each, is the consummate work of hundreds of people that are working very hard to make a very reasonably priced entertainment product for us. So
for
years,
we
are the beneficiaries of. We're like the pharaohs watching people construct our pyramids. It's wonderful. Maybe that analogy was a little harsh given like video game crunch and stuff.
Let's see here. What else? Were there any other video games?
KOTOR remake. How do you feel about that, Bruce?
KOTOR remake. I'm very excited about. I've been trying to figure out if it's. People were saying it's a timed exclusive, so I think it may be on PlayStation 5 first. It was weird the way that they phrased that
like
KOTOR.
First time on PS. Oh no, that was the Alan Wake thing. They said that.
Yeah, no, that was Alan Wake. Yeah, the KOTOR here. Let me see if I can find it. It was the KOTOR thing was strange because it was like. How did they phrase it? Oh, that's up to the stupid commercial. After Jim Ryan. All right, Jim. Here we go. It was like, for the first time on PlayStation 5 or whatever, or coming first to PlayStation 5.
It's like a CG trailer. Bioware, bro. Man, they can't. How long ago did we see the CGI trailer for Dragon Age 4? I think it was 4 years ago at the Game Awards.
Oh, a Legend remade for PS5 is what it says. A Legend remade for PS5.
Also, what's with this font? This like gold serif font? Because Square Enix was using that for their PS5 trailers too. I wonder if that's like a stylistic note from Sony.
Anyway. People in chat are saying they didn't make this. Aspire did.
Of course, Bioware can't make shit.
Bioware cannot make shit.
Sorry if you work for Bioware, but please ship something.
They did. They shipped Anthem. They shipped Anthem.
Yeah, they tried.
Yeah, they tried.
I don't know. To me, this is like they are where Blizzard was like 2 years ago, which is we can't ship anything, so we have to fast track remakes to keep revenue coming in. And we even farm out the remakes because Blizzard did War 3 Reforged in house, and they couldn't even get that right. So, I kind of like I'm not weeping as hard for BioWare as I am for Insomniac because Insomniac's still looking pretty healthy.
Yeah,
but
well, we read a lot about BioWare magic, and when people start thinking that there's actual magic involved with making things, then that's the beginning of the end. Generally, when you start seeing companies get haughty or arrogant about their products because they've already made successful things and they think they can keep doing it, that is when they fail. And I've seen that a lot in my personal life. Just from, like lots of places that I've worked for. So,
and you start to assume that success is guaranteed just because you've been successful in the past. Yeah,
that is never true. Ever.
And it's a total discredit to the hard work of the people that made those things successful in the first place.
That is correct. You are absolutely right.
It says remake, not remaster.
Yeah.
Which means that, I mean, I guess you could just take the PC version, like swap out the character models, brush up some of the textures, and boom, you got yourself a game. I mean, Aspire's been doing ports for decades, so they're pretty good at it.
Yeah, Star Wars ports. So they and that's what we were all talking about during the stream is that Aspire's has been doing this for a while. So it's like I don't think this is going to be bad by any means, but it is a remake.
They ported the original Knights of the Old Republic in 2004.
Yeah, to PC, right?
to Mac OS. Actually, they were the port house for that, and they also ported Knights of the Old Republic 2 to Mac or iOS.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and to Android.
yes. So I mean, it's a thing. People like, but people are gonna play this. They're gonna buy the shit out of it. You know, which is cool.
I wonder how the Mac remake sold. Probably pretty well.
It actually, so interestingly, I just read an article recently about how EA was saying it sold well above expectations.
Yeah. Which not surprising then that they would fast track some more remakes.
Yeah.
It's interesting that it has the Lucasfilm Games logo on it.
Yeah.
Because that is largely a defunct brand.
Yeah, I know.
I remember hearing that they were rehiring for Lucasfilm Games, and maybe it is exclusively to aid in ports and manage that conversation.
Well, you think they're going to port over KOTOR 2?
I mean, that would take a little more work.
Yeah, I know. I just think it would be funny if they did.
KOTOR 2. Let's see here. Somebody said in chat that Aspire just recently ported KOTOR 2 to Android.
Oh, jeez. KOTOR 2 is not very good.
Yeah, it was very word heavy. That was a Chris Avalone special.
It was not very good. No. KOTOR is great. KOTOR is a fantastic video game, and I love it. But KOTOR 2 is not the greatest.
Let's see here. I'm looking it up. I was just looking at this list. I didn't remember how to spell this.
Yeah, KOTOR 2 needed a bunch of mods. KOTOR 2 was a disappointment. I mean,
it was a...
You're allowed to love KOTOR 2, by the way, chat. You're totally allowed. But most people said the game wasn't finished because it wasn't.
So in 2015, Aspire ported KOTOR 2 to Linux. They did that like 6 years ago. So they are already like elbow deep in porting KOTOR 2 and KOTOR 1. So this is like, it's a dev studio that's already ported the game to multiple systems. This is such like an easy and if business-wise a very efficient revenue generator. And now they have a product to ship in 2022. So they had Mass Effect in 2021. They're going to have KOTOR in 2022. Bioware, like on paper, actually looks pretty good from the products they're shipping and how well they're going to sell, especially for the the tiny investment it takes to make these remasters.
Well, so on paper, probably because they had to get rid of a number of developers, unfortunately.
No, because developers probably left. I don't know that they had to get rid of that many people.
That too.
There's a lot of empty chairs at Bioware.
Hopefully they haven't had to lay anybody off. But I mean, like I'm sure they've had to scale down because if they're only making remakes now, I don't know what I don't know what Bioware is making next.
I mean, that's probably enough. And yeah,
I hope.
No, they're making Dragon Age 4 and Mass Effect. They're making Mass Effect and Dragon Age.
Oh yeah, Mass Effect. I forgot about Mass Effect. Yeah. Yeah.
Revan does look cool. He does. Steve McNug, you're right. Yeah, it was a cool shot of Revan.
Revan always looks cool though. Revan always looks cool.
Is it just me though, or does he like? I feel like I saw a lot of Revan's design in Kylo Ren.
Yes, absolutely.
His hood and his helmet and everything.
100%. Yes, definitely.
Which actually may help Knights like reach a whole new generation if they see Revan on the cover. They're like, "Hey, cool! I know that guy."
Yeah, no,
Kylo Revan.
It's a great story. It's a great story. Okay, let's see here. Project Eve. Were you excited about Project Eve at all?
Look neat. It's about time that our video heroines are in vacuum sealed pants again. I haven't seen an ass like that since product number 03. Which is the deepest reference I could summon, so I'll collect my gamer cred now. Thank you.
I mean, we were all saying Bayonetta.
Oh, yeah, because of the hair.
Yeah.
I could see that.
But, yes, this looked neat, and is this a sequel to Parasite Eve or something?
No. Actually, it's weird, because I remember seeing the footage of the mitochondria separating, unless that was a different game. And I saw that and I was like, oh shit, Parasite Eve! I said it facetiously, but I mean, I doubt it's in that universe. It doesn't look stylistically like Parasite Eve. No, I mean, that game's 300 million years old, so whatever.
Yeah, it was just weird that it was called Project Eve. That's why I was like, are they the same? I don't know. I'm not sure.
It might switch titles.
Yeah, that's true.
By the time it comes out.
Let's see here. What else? What else we got? Oh yeah, Tiny Tina. Does that excite you at all? No. Okay.
No, man. I played through Borderlands 3 and I was like, well, I am done with this franchise.
I was just telling people I I enjoyed that game loop, but I think maybe the that just the narration of that game was just constant talking the whole time.
Yeah, the writing was pretty bad,
and it was just crammed full.
Both the quality and the volume, like it was too much and it was not good. So it's like Tiny Tina is a writing heavy character because she talks all the fucking time. I mean, most Borderlands characters never shut up, but also I just don't care for tabletop RPGs. So it's like it's the intersection of everything I find grating: a loud screaming character, D&D tropes, pointless
guys,
mechanics.
Don't tune in to twitch.tv/SirLar if you want to see Tiny Tina, because he's not going to be playing it.
I'll give that one a pass. I mean, do you think Tiny Tina's Borderlands adventure is going to have anything artistically unique or meritorious about it? You think it's going to have something to say? You think it's going to give you a new gaming experience in any way?
No, it's just going to be. I mean, to me, this is just another Borderlands clone. And again, I'm happy to play that gameplay loop. I thought it was fun. But I don't know. I'm not gonna, I'll play through it once and then that'll be it. You know, like maybe even play only like a few hours of it and be done. So I really loved the Twitch aspect of Borderlands 3 where you could, whatever loot you got, other people could get in chat. I thought that was cool. So I think they're doing a good job of, actual gameplay development for Tiny Tina and Borderlands and stuff. But the story wise, I'm not going to get anything new from this. But that's okay. Whatever. You know, I don't need it. I don't need a spiritual experience from every video game I play. Okay, what about Forspoken? This looked like a brand new IP.
It is, yeah. It's weird that there's no E. Shouldn't it be FORE spoken?
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I've never seen the word. So I guess
know. I'm wrong. Wait, am I wrong?
What does Forspoken mean, Lawrence? Did you look
Definition
it up?
No, it is a word. Yeah, there's supposed to be an E in it, and it means to predict, foresee, or a second definition, to arrange or speak of in advance. So they did the Returnal thing where they made a new video game word out of an existing word.
Got it.
I mean, the game itself looked cool. I like character action games. I'm glad that they're becoming slightly in vogue again. I don't know why, but I'm not going to question it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked neat. Wasn't this like a tech demo they showed a while ago? This is the game that they were like, this game is going to be the graphical showcase to end every video game.
Yeah, that's what
I think they said that about Forspoken.
People in chat were saying that this was something they had shown as a demo.
And
it does look awesome.
Demo,
It looks great.
Yeah, it does. And to some degree that is kind of Square's legacy. They used to like find technological breakthroughs and then make a game around it. So it is neat that spirit is still there. And it looks like a fun beat 'em up, and I think Square has the production talent to make a fun action game like that.
I was also happy to see a new IP.
Yeah, that's cool. New IP. You're like a flannel wearing Zoomer. I don't know. We're in this weird mix where it's like she's too old to be a Zoomer and too young to be a millennial. So I don't know how to relate to this character.
I mean, maybe that's just because you're getting too old.
I'm the only one that matters, Bruce.
I mean, hey, if you're the one buying the video game, then yeah, you're the only one that matters.
Damn right. I'm a 30-something white male. They got to cater to me and only me. Do I want to marry her? Or do I want to protect her, or both?
Do both.
Square, tell me what to feel.
Maybe. How about this? Maybe she just protects you. You think about that? Oh,
no,
okay. All right.
No.
All right. Well, never
she can
mind.
protect me, but then she has to be explicitly vulnerable for just me, so I feel strong.
All right.
You know, like what's her name from BioShock Infinite?
Elizabeth?
Yeah, Elizabeth. That shit is problematic as fuck. Go back and play BioShock Infinite, because that game's messed in a lot of ways.
Guys, Lawrence is joking around. I hopefully, if you are actually thinking the way Lawrence is talking, please look into that.
I'm channeling the anime fans
please
out
look
there.
Into that.
God knows you guys like your Square Enix games, hey? Anyway, she got a flame sword. That's sick. She jump around and fight a dragon.
It looks cool. I will enjoy that for a few hours. Rainbow Six Extraction Rainbow Six. Okay, all right.
So this is like the. Is that supposed to be like Siege but PvE?
It's GTFO. It's just GTFO. Like
I like GTFO.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Extraction was the mitochondria shot. I was like, oh shit, Parasite Eve. Oh wait, no, Rainbow Six. Never mind.
Yeah, this is just. It's just. I think it's probably going to be a little more. Like it's a little faster than GTFO, whereas GTFO is really hard. This may not be as hard, but.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's Siege, but against zombies.
Rainbow Six.
Special zombies.
Alan, do you want to talk about Alan Wake at all? You don't have to, by the way. I'm just throwing these out. If you don't want, you just be like, nah, boring.
I can say anything about video games ever.
I know
Alan
you
Wake. Alan Wake's an odd duck. I'm curious. I actually found Alan Wake to be pretty mechanically bland, but that was also everything in Gen 7. Like Gen 7 was all about let's dumb it down.
Yeah.
And then Remedy kind of went back the other way. Control is a pretty complicated shooter. So I am curious. I mean, but Control didn't like really sell very well. So and a lot of times there's like this intersection between games that have like really deep mechanics and games that are broadly enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Alan Wake could be, and I feel like they have some heat behind Control as a game, which is why they linked it to Alan Wake, and why they're remastering Alan Wake is because I think they already confirmed they're working on another Control in addition to Crossfire X, I think.
Oh, good.
Which
that's good.
I'm glad Remedy is working on things.
Yeah.
And I hope that this is a signal that they're trying to like pull together all of their ducks basically. And remasters are easy money, so I don't know if they're making this in house or someone else's, but you think the remaster looks bad, Captain? I mean, I don't know. It looks kind of upright. The shame is like this. If this gen is all about ray tracing and lighting effects, that should be Alan Wake. But yeah, I agree. You don't really see those graphical bells and whistles in the trailer. It looks like it's an up-resed and higher frame rate version of the original. Which, if that makes more people play Alan Wake, that's good.
I have so little to say about this because I've never played it, and it never spoke to me as a game I wanted to play.
Bruce, how do you deal with like, what's your stance on narratives that are intentionally obtuse and fuzzy? So like your Twin Peakses, your Kingdom Heartses.
Oh yeah,
about those.
Well, Kingdom Hearts is a mess. That's not. It's obtuse, but it's also just a total mess. And I played a lot of Kingdom Hearts now, but it really depends. Like it really depends on if they can tie in a few things here and there that like give you enough of a string to hold on to. So like if you like, usually there's a breaking point for me in a narrative where I'm just like, wow, boy, I don't care anymore. Like I've seen so much of this and they're not giving me any answers. Lost was a good example of this. Where Lost, I was into that for a couple seasons, about 2 seasons, and I was like really into it. And then they asked so many questions. I was just like, what? I don't fucking care anymore. Stop it. And then I was like, I don't want to watch anymore. So to me, there's a breaking point. I don't know if Alan Wake is Alan Wake like that. I assumed Alan Wake gave you answers.
No, God no.
Oh really? Okay,
absolutely not. Yeah. Alan Wake is it is a game about a writer, but the story is also about writing. Like it is the most Stephen King in a number of ways. Yeah. You know how Stephen King can get a little masturbatory about the creation process and his muse and all that stuff. I mean, the game takes place in like the Pacific Northwest. There's like coffee everywhere. It is a very self-aware Stephen King game, but
no. Yeah, it's about coffee everywhere. And
sorry, real quick, can you hear Stephanie?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. So I just wanted to make sure you were coming through.
Favorite pieces of swag ever that I still own is a Alan Wake thermos that they had, like a giant metal thermos, because you collect thermoses in the game as one of the side things.
Yeah.
And I have an Alan Wake limited, like hard, big, like silver metal thermos that says Alan Wake, and it's still one of my most favorite video game possessions.
It is pretty great.
Did Stephanie play the game and love it though?
Did you like Alan Wake, Steph?
Absolutely.
All right, there we go. So she likes it.
Twin Peaks fan.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So all right.
It's exactly in line with the things she likes, but wait, hold on. Okay, so hold on a minute. Furious Jojo says, yes, it did. In the 2 expansions, DLCs, it releases parts 7 and 8, answered every question. So bullshit, Furious Jojo. Who's Mr. Scratch? What's that all about? Where's the answer to that?
The-
Also, Alan Wake's still lost in the lake at the end of the DLC, so that shit ain't answered.
The ending
he's still lost when you play the DLC in Control.
Jojo says the ending did not come with the original game, which
There's no ending. It didn't end.
Uh-oh.
Are you kidding me? He didn't find his wife. Come on. American Nightmare. I mean, I like it a lot, but to say that it concluded is, I think, a little intense. It ended because they didn't get any more money because no one bought it.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I mean, that's usually what happens with those sorts of narratives generally. Yeah. But okay, so GTA they showed again over and over, and then
delayed. How about that?
Good. I don't want to keep you much longer because I know you're on vacation. So, is there anything else?
We're about to hit the bars. What's bar in Polish? Let me hold on a minute.
Yeah, look that up.
This has got to be easy. This has got to be like one syllable, 2 max. There's no way
for a bar.
No way
the word bar in Polish.
Yeah, how many C's, X's, Y's, and Z's are going to be in this? Let's see. Oh wait. Oh, guess what? Bar.
There you go. Perfect.
The Poles know what's up.
I'll just quickly go through these. Ghostwire Tokyo. Are you excited? I'm looking forward to playing it.
Yeah, it looks cool. I like Magic Hand games.
And we'll wrap up.
It was neat to see something that looked like gameplay. There's Slender Man throwing stuff at you. That's cool.
Yeah. We'll wrap up
and
with
Shinji Mikami's good.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Are you excited about this at all? I am actually genuinely excited about playing this. I don't know why, but I am.
It's only faith in Eidos Montreal that will have me try that game.
Okay. Yeah.
If any other studio was making it, I don't know that I would care because I haven't seen anything in any of the trailers that indicates that it's. If it were 8 hours long, I would be like, okay, but I worry that it's going to be very long. I hope longer than it needs to be.
I was gonna say, this should only be 15 hours. I want to say.
Yeah, max.
Max, yeah. If this is more than 15 hours, I'm gonna have a real problem with it. So, and they probably want to charge $60 for a 15-hour game, but I'll happily buy it if it's fun. You know.
Yeah, I kind of miss cinematic games. I miss the dumb Gen 7 stuff. I don't want that to be everything, but I also think it basically faded away. I think Fast and Furious Supercharged was the last big, dumb, stupid, fun game that I played. Like big cinematic, ass out, kind of no mechanic game.
Right.
I don't believe that this is going to be a no mechanic game because Eidos Montreal doesn't really make those. I have yet to see something that like really entices me. That said, Eidos Montreal, they have my love since Deus Ex, so they have my $60 by default. We'll see how it goes. Real quick before last thing, how did you feel about Wolverine?
Oh, I was
just
so caught off guard
about it.
Caught off guard and so surprised and so excited. Because I think I was not a fan of Insomniac's previous game, so when I played Spider-Man, I enjoyed it. Didn't think it was great. I played Miles Morales and really enjoyed it. And when I saw Wolverine, I was like, man, I'm actually genuinely very excited about this Insomniac game and see what they do, see what the narrative is. And it's something that we haven't seen a Wolverine game in a while. So that was another thing that I was kind of excited about. I don't know. I think Wolverine is going to make a return to everybody's public consciousness because of MCU and because of this video game. So, yeah, I think he's going to come back, and I don't know how, but he is. So I'm very excited.
Wolverine.
That caught me off guard, and I was genuinely excited. That was the only thing I think that caught me off guard. So.
Yeah, I don't know that I would have ever guessed that, but on the tail end of it, I'm like, yeah, of course, Insomniac's making another third-person Marvel action beat 'em up.
Yeah.
But they were really good at it, so whatever. And also, like, the X-Men Origins Wolverine from Raven Software was fucking sick. Was dope as shit. But that was almost 10 years ago now, so
it was a long time ago. Yeah.
It's about time for another Wolverine game.
Yeah.
If Wolverine fights fucking robots, I'm out. Yeah, it's probably not going to be M-rated, which is kind of a bummer. Because he's got claw hands. Like, it's easy to make a team game if Spider-Man just hits dudes in robot suits with his fists. Wolverine has claws though, and he's gonna stab people with the claws.
They'll be like,
could be M. I don't know that they're gonna do that though. This is Sony. Sony, and they love making money.
They're gonna be like, it'll be mainly robots that they fight, or that Wolverine fights.
Yeah, Sentinels.
But occasionally
oil. Yeah,
there will be a zoom in cinematic of Wolverine stabbing, one human or something. Like it'll happen. It just won't happen as much as you want.
The stab wound will be slightly off camera.
Right,
and then
exactly.
He'll cough and then one drip of blood because you can get away with that in Teen or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right.
Wasn't Death Stranding M? That's true, it was. But
here's the thing about Lawrence is I could keep him forever and I don't want to. I want you to go to the bars. It's your vacation. So go have fun. Go have fun. Thank you very much for joining me. You did not have to do that, and I appreciate it.
He's gonna have little socks on his claws, like little kitten caps. Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, Bruce. Thank you for being kind, because I will talk about video games until I pass out. So.
And tell Stephanie thank you very much for taking your time as well. So
thank you, Steph.
Thanks, Steph. All right, Law. You have a great time in Poland.
I will. See you.
See you, buddy.